Testing 1, 2. Okay, and then we do launch a console and we go to music. Yeah, I rebooted. I had to reboot in the end. And I upgraded my operating system and I had to reboot twice, of course. And before that I tried to fix my audio system without rebooting, but that didn't work. Pure horror. Okay, so all the uniform buffers end up with the value of 0. That's annoying. Well, because that still works. And this still doesn't work, I guess. Nope. Yeah, sure. I'm pretty clueless, I have to admit. Let's start changing the shaders and change the X value of the middle one away from 0, so at least I'll see something then. I'll make this a half to be safe. That is triangle 1 vert, so triangle 0 vert, and then must be also plus a half, so that becomes minus 1/2, I guess. Still nothing. That's not good. Because the last thing I want to do is run render doc again. Really, seriously, no. Damn it. What is happening? That's my keyboard, sorry for the noise. Well. Oh boy, what is going on now? Okay, well, you understand, I'm going to use simply the hard-coded stuff here. This is 0, -1. They're all 3 different, right? So we should see something. If I simply do not change the values at all. It's also possible that the texture is black for some reason. Could also try this first. Thank God, the texture still lives. Now I'm seeing something. Okay, this is a half. I edited that one. Yeah, so that was 0. So this is -1.5, I think. Let me do the following. Still a bit weird though, they are completely different. I would expect to see 2 triangles. No? Let's try this one. Vulkan engine is something to draw triangles on your screen. This looks like a single triangle, and the other one either is off screen or it's overlapping. I'll never know. Okay, 0 -1. I thought the thought those coordinates did run from -1 till 1. Totally not understanding what's going on here. I wish I could turn one off. I guess I can turn one off by simply not doing the draw. So let's not draw pipeline number 1. We are only drawing now pipeline number 0 to make it simpler and simpler. This is the output of pipeline number 0, apparently. Now, wouldn't you immediately want to know what the output is of pipeline number 1? Uh-huh. Okay, if this runs from -1 to 1, then this makes sense. X is 0, would be in the middle of the screen. And -1 is at the top, I think. So this is the top coordinate here, and then this is the left coordinate, at least I call that. Yep, you say that it is -1 till 1. Yeah, it makes sense. So here's the other one, and then I have 1, 1, that would be there. So we have this triangle, right? Like this. And that's what we saw. Yep. And then the other one is I want them to be a little bit more like what I end up with normally. Let's put, let's use a half -1, and then here 0, 0. And then here let's use a half 1, and then the other one I want to subtract 1, I guess. So I'm going to do -0.5, -1, -1, 0, and -1/2. Uh, 0.1. I still get only one triangle because I only draw one of the pipelines. But yes, and I want to have a triangle here as well from the other pipeline. Other pipelines. Okay, hold on. Ja, hoi. Ja, heb jij mijn paraplu toevallig meegenomen in je rugzak? Oh, nou, ik ben hem kwijt. Mijn rugzak niet leeg gemaakt, maar het zit er niet in. En, misschien, ja, ik geloof niet dat ik hem heb laten liggen, want ik keek echt nog naar die tafel en er lag helemaal niks meer op. Nee, oké. Ik ben weer in. Ja, ik heb hem daar neergelegd. Ik heb hem op tafel neergelegd toen. Oh, ja, hij zit achter op de fiets. Nee, toen had ik hem... Ik heb hem op tafel gelegd, toch? Misschien heb ik hem inderdaad achter op een fiets gedaan op de weg terug. Ja, dat is hem. Hij ligt in de schuur. Hey, bedankt. Hey, ik ben weer midden in een livestream, dus hangen we op dan. Maar hij is... Oh, je hebt het gekeken. Oké, daar. Hey. Oh, that was stupid, right? I thought I lost my umbrella, and I called one my friend, and I thought he had taken the umbrella. While we talk, I realized that I just put it on the back of my bike. It's in the schuur, whatever that is in English, where my bike is parked. Okay, yeah. So stupid. Okay, what was I doing here? So we uncomment this. So really the only thing that is wrong are the coordinates, that's clear. Now let us enable only one of them. Let's say the top. So I'm going to override the x coordinates with the top position -1. Which means that if top position is 0, the top is going to be moved all the way to the left. And well, the other triangle is not really important. I just want to see my... if even I can see one uniform buffer again, then I'm sure I can fix the rest as well. So if you do this... That's probably what's going to be generated, right? This used to be an array. I don't think it's an array anymore. You have to look at the actual shader code that is being... The actual declaration, I mean, that is being generated. Anyway, yeah, so it put this coordinate all the way here now, because the value of the uniform buffer float is 0. And... And what? What is the next step? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the actual shader code. So this is the shader where I commented it out. So this is the shader. And this is the declaration that was, oops. These are the declaration that I generated. This whole block. And still should be correct because it looks like what it was before. And the top position is at set 0 here. Top position is a matrix of 2x2 unused float. I don't think that changed. I can even jump to it, I think, from here. Yep. Okay, it's one of the more complex ones, but since they all changed, I don't think it's related to the padding or anything. Cannot imagine that this is going wrong. Although, well, yeah, maybe I should start with even simplifying this and just getting rid of the. So now we have only a single float. Also have to remove this then. So this top position now is single float. That should not make any difference. Static assert field. The requirement, one is less than the size of types, tuple index must be in range. Hard-coded the 0 here. I hard-coded the 1. Also have to change that one. So that indeed it does not make any difference. But okay, any simplification is good right now. Let's write this to troop and then have a look at that again. And I guess this is the one. No, because this is not commented out. A commented out one that looks very much like this. This is the one. Compiling. Okay. See, it's automatically changed to struct top position with just a float. And the set index is still 0, binding is 0. And then we have this name, of course. Which is being used here, and then we access m top position. That one, and then the x of that, which is a float, and I subtract 1, so we go from 0 all the way to the left. So the shader code looks perfectly okay. I'm going to turn on the light. Be right back. Okay. I have an idea suddenly. Gonna scream if it is correct. No, it's not correct. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Well, what is the next thing that we can try? What can we try now? What can we try? Yeah, no, don't tell me that. You're not going to start yesterday and draw a triangle today. Nobody draws a triangle in 2 days. It's gonna take a month before you have the first triangle. Unless, of course, you just download source code that draws a triangle, but then you didn't learn anything. Yeah, even my triangle, I have two triangles, but it's still not working. Yeah, okay, but the idea is well that if once you can draw one triangle, you can draw 10,000, right? I'm not too worried about the amount of time it will take. I mean, it's not going to take 2 years for every triangle, just for the first one, including the declaration, generation, etc. And yes, 2 years for my first triangle, including the generation. Isn't that ridiculous? I have the feeling that I'm doing something time waste-ish like. I probably should use RenderDoc. And it's kind of stupid that I am scared to run it because I'm scared to fuck up my audio again. I should learn how to use RenderDoc. Top buffer create. There are so many things that can have go wrong because I changed a lot. I changed so many things in the last couple of days. It can literally be anywhere. I have no clue. Yeah, it's slow, Alex. You've just got to start and take all the time that you need to learn a little bit, and then the next little bit. And so on. Okay, what shall I do here? There is a draw of VH descriptor sets. I would like to print this the moment it's being called. Graphics pipeline. It's probably this one. Pipeline. What is this? Shader input data. It's probably a copy of that one though. But you never know because we do have a bug. So at the moment that this thing is being called, I want to know what it is outputting. Let's limit the number of frames. I'm not sure how that is called. Create render graph. Frame rate interval. Limit the frame rate of this window to 1000 frames per second. Yeah, let's change that to one per second. I think is good enough. Maybe 2 per second. Otherwise I have to wait a whole second sometimes. No, this seems to be returning the same every time, but it is being called twice. I think I want to turn off one of the pipelines again. So the shader code that was generated is using a set number 0 for the top position. I think this is what I would expect. That the top is 0, left is 1 and bottom is 2. So it should be, so no surprises there. And then once it starts drawing, it is calling this and returning for set 0 that descriptor set. And that descriptor set should contain both texture and uniform buffer. Update descriptor set, combined image sampler. So this is the sampler and this is the image. And I think then this here is the binding number, so the binding was indeed 0, I think, for the uniform buffer. And then here we have update descriptor set, uniform buffer, binding 0. Offset 0, range is 4. That is also correct. I don't see anything wrong with this update here. We put it at the front, just the float. So the offset is 0 and the size of the float is 4 bytes. So if you look at another update descriptor set, that is called for another uniform buffer. Okay, that's slightly weird, I have to say. This one has also an offset 0 and a range of 80. What? Maybe the offset is also always 0. It's just the this is not the offset of the X, of course. No, it's not the offset of the X. So the offset is always 0. It's mostly the range that I can see that it really contains only a single float. Anyway, it is linking it to this handle here, which is uniform buffer, right? So let's look for that handle then. So here the buffer is created the buffer with this handle with allocation name, pipeline factory and top buffer. Nobody understands what this is. Nobody understands it. But at least I see top here, so that's good. Created object, same mystery name with handle, we already saw that, and type VK buffer. Entering logical device get buffer memory requirements. It's also printing the memory requirements. Well, didn't make any changes to that, so I guess that's okay. And this is being printed from the function logical device create buffer. Flags, nothing, size 64. No, I guess. Transfer, uniform buffer, sharing mode exclusive, queue family, indices none. Mysterious flags, usage 7, required flags, preferred flags, memory bits. Yeah, I can't say I recognize everything, but it doesn't look like completely screwed up uninitialized. And nobody knows what this is. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe you are just not writing to it, right? Is that possible, that I'm simply not writing to the buffer? At least it is calling create, so the uniform buffer is being created. We see that here, it created a buffer. And the handle is bound to the correct descriptor set, which is therefore also allocated. No, which handle was that again? This one? Okay. Well, I don't know. I think that my current hypothesis is that we're just simply never writing to it. So it's just 0 and it remains 0. Although it seems unlikely. So somewhere I have, I think, a cast to top position. And there's 3 casts here. This one is, I think, not in action. It is actually, that is the fill buffer. Commented something out. These two then also not. Ah, I see it. Okay, guys, who sees it? Who sees it? This is where you should see what the problem is. Anyone in the chat, tell me what you see that it is the problem. So, question is not fair. Okay, well, I see this and I realize that this boolean is never set anymore. So this boolean is always false, which means that it never writes values. Yeah. Okay, so the reason I introduced this boolean here was because we got here, this is draw IM view, which lives its own life, so we get here pretty quickly. At the moment, well, before those things are even created. So yeah, then we would write to random memory locations, which is not a good thing. So I added a flag which should only be set after these buffers have been created. And they used to be created in the function called create uniform buffers, but now I do that completely different and separately, and therefore I don't know anymore when they are initialized, all 3. But at least we found the problem. Now to think of a way to fix it. I think I'm going to have a look at the git diff and undo all the shit that I did. Undo that, yes, undo that, yes. We can undo that, why not? And all of this is just work on this problem. but not that. I think I can do a get restore minus p. Yes. 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 I do not want to reset this. Try in place, set index change. Yeah, it's a new function. So no. Yeah, well, let's do no here. That's a definite no. That was a fix of the previous bug. Right, so now we have a git diff that is only 1 page long. The problem was with this boolean. Which is never set to true anymore, because this function is no longer used. It's commented out. So instead of, I think I already copied it, so let's make it gray. This has been replaced by 3 separate calls to, I guess, shader resource create. Something like shader resource create, I think. Yep. So we run over the whole list here. And then we create it and we update the script set. And after that, I can start to write to the uniform buffers. However, this is the Vulkan engine, so it doesn't know nothing about the test application. And the test application has that boolean. So it's more like I need to signal somehow that this shader resource has been created. Or does it make no sense, and should I also bind it to a descriptor set before I use it? Yeah, I think yes. Okay, I'm going to sit here with my eyes closed again. Let me think. What is a good thing to do here? Yeah, I think we should add something here that looks like exactly what it is. Okay, and then we have to make it work. But if this doesn't look logical, then I don't know what does. Created, update the script set, and then we say ready. So now you can use this shader resource. Okay, that means that I need to, because that's just a base pointer, so I have to add this ready to the base. Shader resource base. And this base is clueless. It's a clueless base. It doesn't know anything. It's still the Vulkan engine. So I can just, I'll just have to add it as a virtual function. And then I have to implement it, but this is closely related to the call to add texture and add a uniform buffer, which is done by the user. So let's say, let's have a look at well, uniform buffer. So the user, which means the window.h file, calls add uniform buffer for the top left and the bottom. You see two of each because, well, two of the top and the left, because I do that a little bit different for the both of the pipelines. But this is the point where I tell the Vulkan engine that I'm writing and that I'm interested in this uniform buffer. Add it, start using it. And this add here calls request shader resource creation, which causes, as a result of this call, we'll create a uniform buffer, bind the descriptor set, and now call the ready function. But yeah, what to do with when the ready function is being called? What I would like most is that as a result it is added to a queue and then automatically picked up by the render loop. So the render loop has no clue that it even exists until it adds itself to some container or queue or whatever, and then the render loop suddenly sees it and starts to use it. In the end, I think that's how things should work, and I'm also pretty sure I have a fix me about that. I think that is in the neighborhood of, well, guess the render loop. Although now we're talking about something that is more concerned with the DRMU interface, which might require more special treatment. The other thing is more like the graphics pipeline itself. I'm pretty sure I'm creating the uniform buffers before I create the pipeline. So that's also almost a non-issue for the render loop then. It's just waiting until the pipeline is ready, at which point the uniform buffers are also ready. So in this case I really want to, I want IMGU, or rather the user codes that I wrote for IMGU, to be notified that it can start filling the uniform buffers. That is so user code specific that I probably have to catch the ready call all the way in the user code. Okay, so I'm not going to add it to uniform buffer base. I'm not even going to add it to the uniform buffer template. I'm going to have to specialize, I think, no, derive from that and make a user class. I don't like the idea, but I don't see another way really. Is there no other way? Yeah, well, I don't know. It's okay. Let's just make new classes, user classes. So I'm not going to make 3 classes. That would be ridiculous. So they have to be templates. And they are just user things, so they have no namespace. And I'm going to call them, well, it's a uniform buffer test application. I'll call them uniform buffer slider and then pass the struct still to it. For the rest it looks the same, except that now I have more control over the class because it's a new thing. So yeah, that replaces that one, and this then is going to be the same thing. So then I have to create the uniform buffer slider class. I'll just make a new header, I guess. Template something class. Did I copy that? Yes. Public vulkan. What was it called? Shadow builder, I guess. The resources. I can suddenly not remember that it was this long. Oops. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know. Uniform buffer. Something. Next entry. It's called entry, and I need this as argument. No idea why I called it entry. Well, I'm just going to use this constructor without adding anything new, I think. Let's see if that compiles. And then I can implement the ready function. Quality not doing anything. Texture is an abstract class. Yes, it is. I'm not convinced that I need to know when the texture is ready, because it's created before I'm even doing it. I don't know. I have no overview here. But that being said, I'm just going to add a we do nothing function here was ready. I have to rethink this, I think. Well, we're ready is meaning in this case, well, created it is, but then in this case it does mean, I think, that it is bound, right? Yeah, I did not add a header for that. So this thing is defined in this header. Abstract clause is marked final. Yeah, that one is not marked final. Okay. Yes, I think so too. Abstract clause is marked. What? Still no? I make no nothing. It is just compiling. Right. So now I have my ready call in this new slider clause. And what do I want to do with it? Well, they said, I think I'm just doing the same thing, but then with 3 different booleans. It's ridiculous. But it's a test application anyway, so let's be an idiot and do. Yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm ready is true. Private. Standard atomic bool. Am ready. Sure, no doubt is initialized with a 0 anyway, but okay, now it is certainly. And then let's add a access over the thing. Yeah, but I'm not going to read it with a lock. So not sequential consistent. Don't need that at all, I think. Okay, again, I think I need a load with standard memory order. Acquire. I think that exists. I don't know. Called atomic. And then for the sake of clarity, let me write this then as a store. True with the standard memory or standard memory order release. I think this is also only C++20, the whole standard memory order namespace. If it works. If not, I'll have to look it up. No member named acquire. Did you mean acquire? Yeah, I can't type, so that's what I meant. So more or less it worked, but I didn't see there. Yeah, why is that? No. We are far beyond that point. I am drawing 2 triangles. Drum ruffle. And I think now it is working. No triangles? Okay, no triangles. Well, that's a disappointment. Oh, I know why. I didn't fix IMG yet. Alright. Where is that boolean being read? There, and then it's being tested here, and now we have stuff like hex 0. What is my top buffer? Cannot find top buffer anymore suddenly. My god, Tom, you are so fast. It took me a lot longer. And top buffer is not an array. Totally not an array. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. This thing has a overloaded operator. So the base class, which is not this one, but this one, no, this one, has some overloaded operators, square bracket operators, and that's what we're using here. Memcache, what is memcache? What is this? It's not an array and I'm writing to it as if it is an array. Probably from the time that it still was an array. Probably slightly more safe not to do that. Ik ben Nederlander, geen Duitser. Expected a semicolon after a clause. Okay, what's going on here? It is very confused. Externus closing brace. There is a missing brace apparently. I think there's a brace too many. That's the problem. Finally we have triangles and it is moving. Okay, this one moves like that. These move like that. And these move like that, except that it doesn't. The bottom position of pipeline 0 is not moving. And I have an assertion when exiting the... Some allocations were not freed before destruction of this memory block. Do we have validation error somewhere? Not that I noticed. If bottom buffer is ready, write to x value and bottom position. It seems that either that is not happening or I don't know. No, it was just one pipeline. The other one worked. So this is working, except there's something wrong with pipeline number 0. The bottom position here, I am changing it. For example, if I change this to minus 0.5, then it should move. Of course it moves, because it is being drawn. But okay, anyway, let's show that. And now, and now it does work. There is still a race condition, holy moly. When you think you removed all the race conditions, there is still a race condition. It is working. Okay. And when I run it again, it's working again. And we still have the same problem as before, apparently. Aha! We are back at where we were a month ago, or now, well, 2 weeks ago. Sometimes left and sometimes right. But in this case, we have the x coordinate. No, wait. That one is working. It's kind of strange. Interesting but strange. It's just the bottom now. Before also the left position didn't work. So I fixed the left position. The bottom is still broken. Depending on the race, some kind of a race condition. Of broken, it becomes 0. Yeah. Good enough. Microsoft, good enough. Ship it. See? At least 90% of the time it's working. Thank God, is it ever going to fill again or what? Yeah, there it is. I want the other one to fill also. I mean, there was this race condition. The right triangle should fill too sometimes, shouldn't it? Or not? By the way, what is it called? This warning for epileptic attack. If you cannot stand the flashing videos, then look the other way. Okay, I'm being mean. I'm being really mean now. It's not nice. It looks like only the left triangle is sometimes failing, although it doesn't really matter, right? Does it? Yeah. We have an improvement. What I do not like is that we also have a crash at the end. Well, we don't now. Isn't that interesting? I have to look at that. So this one works. I close it. Everything is okay. 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 Okay, I really have to find one again where it is wrong, which doesn't happen very often. Okay, now it is has failed, and if now I close it, I get an assert, I think, at the end, right? Yes. Interesting, very interesting. So that is related. Something has not been destroyed. Hey, so we call it a day. It's super early, but I feel like I reached some kind of milestone. So I think I'm going to try and play a game of Risk again. I won't use the stream for that because you guys are here for the C++. Not looking. Although I played on my PC again, so the secondary account, and I reached expert already now. So do it a few more times, and who knows? I can get become grandmaster on this account as well. I'll probably have to put some money into it because I'm running out of coins to play. Okay, let me think about if I can think of something that's going wrong here. Would it be possible that the factory is reaching that point where it calls ready before I added the uniform buffer? It's not entirely clear to me how the order is there. Guess I'm calling add uniform buffer before I create a pipeline factories even. Yeah, of course. That cannot be it. Well, yeah, it looks very much like that bug that we had before. So I think I'm going to test it anyway. Window.h. I want to see if it gets here, right? This is true. Let's limit it severely. Well, 10 frames per second. Not that severely. And now I have to sorry, Lemix. I clicked the wrong person. So unhidden again. Lemix. I was trying to click this stupid bot. Yeah, so I have to run it now and then find a run where it goes wrong, and the first run is going wrong. How beautiful. Unfortunately, it is printing we get here. So the ready was called, and still we don't see it. Destroy buffer, and then still calling. We get here or moving to set take finish. I don't think I waited long enough. Excuse me more, excuse me. We get here is printed, but did I already terminate the program or not? Yeah, pipeline cache is destructed and all. Damn it, did not wait long enough, I think. Let's try it again. Oh. Well, that's long enough. So now I'm going to click close. Program terminating happens here. It's not entirely true. Swap train is being destroyed even here. Okay, this is where I click delete. If you're talking to me, Linux, I use Arch Linux, Arch Linux. What is this? Why is there this destroy buffer here? If anyone here is thinking about starting to use Linux, do not start with Arch Linux. Unless you have loads of time and you're really smart and you like to read and read and read and read and become a Linux expert. Because the big difference of Arch Linux and in comparison to the other distributions is that they force you to become an expert. If you don't read all the documentation, you cannot get it to work. So that's my experience anyway. So it just definitely it's just not a good distribution to start with. If you want to switch to Linux or start to use it. Right, so yeah, this sucks. I just have to add the same debug output again as I deleted, as I did restore. When I did get restore minus p, I just deleted stuff, and I have to add it again. I'm just going to do that tomorrow. Let me go play Risk, right? So thank you for watching, and I'll pick it up tomorrow. Yep.